welcome back to my channel. I recently went thrift shopping and I found some really cool things both for crafting and then also for room decor and like house decor. So I wanted to show you guys what I got. Hopefully you like this kind of video. If you do, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you see something that you really like or that you found maybe something similar to, make sure to leave a comment so that way we can share it all together. So the first thing, I don't know if any of you have followed me on Instagram. If you have, you've probably seen me post about vintage tins, and I am absolutely obsessed with this one that I found. Just is this square. I think it was probably based off of the front like a chocolate jar, and it's a Ghirardelli, and it's this really cute soft yellow color. So I found that, and I love to use vintage tins both for room decor and then also for craft storage. So I got another one, and I was actually looking for like a wide, long, rectangular one like this, and so when I saw it on the shelf, I knew I had to grab it. It only cost me $4, and then there was also a discount applied to it, but it just hinges open. I'll try to fit it in the frame, but it's really nice and wide, and I just like using these for paper and stickers and any of that sort of thing. So I found that one. And so those are the two vintage tins that I found. And then kind of also on a craft supplies note, I also picked up this bag of thread. There's a lot of different really pretty colors, lots of like jewel tones and vintage tones, which I like to use. And then on the same day from the same store, I picked up this really pretty fabric with some roses on it, which I'll show you guys what I want to do with it later. And this was from a different store from the rest of the stuff, but also a thrift store, and this was also found on a different day, but it's this really big roll of gingham fabric. It's probably, if I had to guess, either like a bed sheet or a tablecloth, but I'm going to of course use it for crafting, and so I'm thinking I might want to make like some pouches or a pillowcase out of this. So I'm really happy with that find. I also found at the same store as all the other stuff this gorgeous sunflower cross stitch. It's really big, really beautiful, two-sided, and then it opens up like this, and that's the back side. But really, really beautiful. I'm tempted to use this in a journal, but I think I might save it to use as room decor, like over an end table or something like that instead. But we'll see how I use this. So I found that. And then the last thing I found were just these two. I won't be able to fit it all in the frame, but just these two pillows. I'm hoping to use both this fabric and some of the other fabric that I've collected to make covers for them, and then I'll use them in my room. As you saw in the previous clip, I got some new washi tapes from Peony&June, and whenever I get new washi tapes, or if I'm just kind of wanting a journal but I don't really have anything specific to record, I like to do washi tape sample pages. So that's what you'll see me doing in this next clip. I just chose a page in my journal that I thought was simple and would be a nice backdrop for these washi tapes. And then I'm going to take the labels from the tops of the new washi tapes that I got and stick those down on the right hand side of the page. Some of them got pretty torn in me trying to take them off of the packaging, so I just go in with my glue stick and add a little bit of extra stickiness. But next to those, I guess you could call them like label pieces, I will add a strip of the new washi tapes that I got, and then I'll also fill out the page with little pieces or sometimes longer strips of each of the washi tapes that I currently have in my collection. I like doing this just because all of my tapes look really pretty together, and then it helps me kind of keep a record of the ones that I have at this current point, and it's just fun to look back on.
to complete this washi tape spread is I just annotate where all of the tapes have come from. So for those top 4 tapes on the left page, those are all empty tapes, so I just wrote that. And then the other tapes on that left page are all Maggie Holmes Heritage Collection, I believe. So I just wrote a little bit about that. I also annotated that one of the pieces was the last piece that I had of that tape on the roll, and then I titled the right hand side just as my Peony&June collection of tapes. And I just think that it adds a little more. It's not just tapes down on the page. I added a title that just said washi, and I did it in some fun lettering, and then that's just the completed spread. Super simple, easy, and fun.